when you got married, what did you feel like was the greatest challenge for you, right? Because one of the things that we watch, especially with couples that have very public profiles, right, and work really hard, their career is number one. Was that a challenge for you to balance that, or was that a challenge for him at all to balance that, the career pursuit, the real career pursuit, and learning each other within a marriage?
Well, first of all, one thing that I have learned as a wife is never try to speak for my man. I will not do that. I don't know. I'm not going to assume, because every day I'm getting to know him. It's something I learn new every day. We've been married for 6 years. We just went to Mexico this year and had a little kind of trip. Not for our anniversary, but we just went, and I just found out his armpit hair is red. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, what the fuck? Like, your armpit hair is red. Like, where have I been? Right. But I've never seen it in that bright of a sunlight before, so that's why.
But you're learning.
I'm learning him every day. So there's a lot of challenges. There's a lot of great challenges. I'm super giving. Yeah. But when it comes to the shit that's mine, I'm very selfish. Don't touch my shit. Please. And if you do, put it back where you got it from. Right. And make sure you turn it right so that I don't even know that you touched it. Right. You know, but it's certain things, you know, that we just still don't vibe on. And I just have to take a deep breath and just be like, this is my person.
But I love that you even said that too, because I think in marriage and finding a partner, it's the desire for someone to be perfect. Like you want to either check off all the boxes or
change them
to
make them check the boxes.
And that's probably the worst thing that you could do getting into a relationship. You have to show up is your best self and who you are, and fully accept who you're choosing to be with.
Well, that's something that I realized maybe like year 1.5, 2. I have to really focus on me. So whenever he does something that pisses me off, why is this pissing me off? What do I need to do? What is it showing me? God. And, you know, like I would stop, and I got this from my pastor, who's like my dad, like a father figure to me and my husband, was like, okay, God made him. Right. So God knows. So talk to God about it. And I literally would disconnect him from my speech when I said this. I would say, God, I just thank you that my husband is just so understanding, and he's just so gentle, and he's so, you know, emotionally intelligent. And I would just really mean it. Like everything I was saying, it wasn't attached to him, and so therefore it was pure. It wasn't like manipulative. It wasn't like I wish he was that, because, you know, that's manipulative. That's me trying to change him, because I had to be willing to accept the fact that maybe he might never be those things, and maybe he's not that person.
You sound know what I mean? Like what you're saying sounds like what I just spoke to with my therapist. There's something that she brought to me when you go to your therapist, you go to anyone and you want to like just vent about people. One of the things that she said the most, and I want to align this not only with friendship, with relationships, and with business. It's not your job to show up and tell somebody about themselves. It's not your job to show up and tell somebody who you want them to be.
Which is very
when
hard.
they tell you exactly who they are. And it's only your job to either accept it or walk away.
Yeah. Right.
And that's it. But it's never our job as people to show up and tell somebody how they need to change to fit into your world.
Right.
We are all in this space together. And at the end of the day, it's not up to you to also take on the burden of changing someone and to mold them into who they need to be to fit into your existence. You either accept it or you don't. But that's where you as a person can only show up as your full self and say how you're going to show up.
Yeah, I think what I try to do, just not even just in my marriage, but just in any situation where, because if you want to be successful, if you want to go far in life, you're going to have to deal with people. You have to.
Right. Unfortunately, I'd be mad as fuck. Like, God damn it.
Right.
Fuck.
New people, no.
God damn it. Like, literally, and that's the thing, even about, like, that was my anxiety about jobs.
Yeah.
Like, I always say I hated interviewing because my entire livelihood was dependent on if a motherfucker wanted to hire me or not.
Right.
And I used to hate that my whole life felt like it was always in the hands of other people. Right. Even right now, I have teams, I have partners, I have businesses that are created, and I can have all the vision in the world of what I want it to look like. And unfortunately, it doesn't matter if the person that I'm aligned with, business-wise, friendship-wise, relationship-wise, has a completely different viewpoint than I do. So now I'm in the dark. Now it's blurry. Now I don't know where I want to go in life because I know it's attached to these people that I chose to align in my life.
Right.
You're always going to be dependent on people, which is crazy because I am codependent. Fuck.
What I try to do and I've become really good at it now is what is the goal?
Right.
Macro, micro and macro. Right. So what is the goal in this moment? Like, let's say my husband and I let's say my bookie boo and I are having a disagreement. What is the goal?
Right.
If there is a problem, my goal is to get help fixing it. If I'm not going to get help, it still needs to get fixed. So I'm going to have to figure out another way to fix it. There's no point in me standing here arguing with you because this thing still needs to get done. Right. So, okay, you don't agree? That's fine. Love you. Walk away. It's okay. And even if I might be irritated, I'm going to take that anger and aggression because in my opinion, those two are completely irrelevant, like, emotions. Like, they don't help you with anything except for fighting, running, like survival things.
Right. Which ultimately, when you get into that mode, changes the goal. It changes the bottom line.
Use it.
Yeah.
I use it as motivation. So, like, when he pissed me off, I clean the shit out the house. That shit be spick and span.
I love it.
Or when somebody pisses me off, it just makes me be like, okay, I'm going to show you. Watch this. I'm going to get this shit
Which
done.
is the ultimate Virgo.
I'm going to get this shit done.
That's a Virgo response.
And when I do get it done, I had on bring your ass over here because no, you can't. No.
Right.
You know?
I know that's right.
So,
I know that's
so
right.
that's how I try to do things and like
which is productive.
Yes, because my ultimate macro goal is to be rich as fuck and do what the fuck I want to do every day without nobody telling me what to do. And the way that I'm going to get there is to focus on the goal. Every little goal that I have, I'm gonna nail that motherfucker to the wall. And if somebody try to get me, I'm gonna be like, okay, but how does that
how does that contribute to this?
How is that helping me do this? You know, my ultimate goal is to have a lot of money. So I gotta do things to help me make a lot of money. You know what I mean?
You could run and tell that
right there, cause you saying that, bitch. That's exactly what it is.
And I do want to elaborate a little more on that because I think that your artistry has been amazing for the last decade and change. I mean, you have managed to redefine what it means to be an artist for yourself, but I think also within an industry that has changed so drastically in the last decade and kind of slipped past the confines that we've watched so many other artists confined to that are like things like social media, things like Facebook engagement, having, hashtag trending things and being a part of trends. You have really set yourself apart in a way that has been pretty concrete. I would say pretty concrete because knowing you outside of the artist persona, it's been really beautiful to watch all of the transformations, and something that Mandy and I talk about pretty frequently, more so recently, is the power of the pivot, right? And knowing when to stop trying to force something, force a feeling, force a relationship, force a situation, force a process that just every single time you just banging your head against the wall. And I guess what I really wanted to ask was throughout every single obstacle and adverse point in your career, getting to this point now, what is the goal now? Because you have made it through all these different. It's like unlocking a new stage in a video game, right? Like you beat all the villains, you got through every single phase to get to this level now. The goal now, yes, money ultimately, but even creatively, you've done country music, you've done pop music, you've done R&B music, you're doing like trap and B music now, where you still singing, you writing everything. It's still you. It's all of the many facets of you. But ultimately, I guess creatively, what is the goal now?
I try to just create without limitations now, and just like, I'm very hungry for collaboration, and just exploring, because I feel like as a songwriter, that was one thing.
Yeah.
And even as my artistry before was very like self-contained. But now I really would love to just connect with different energies. Like I'm really hoping that I can attract people who are, into like alignment and frequency and vibration, and who can help like together with me manifest some incredible creation in the studio.
We had some really good sage incense in here before. The sage incense
Well, I
was
don't
fire.
even really believe in that stuff. Like, I mean, I think like it has certain like astringent properties but like, rituals and things like that.
no.
I don't do that. But I definitely absolutely 100% believe in vibration and frequency, and not even just believe in it. I mean, everyone believes in it. You just don't know you do. If you have a cell phone, you believe in vibration and frequency because you know that when someone is ringing, when your phone is vibrating, you pick it up, you know that someone's going to be on the other side.
Right.
You don't know how that happens.
It don't be another person. It be talking about my car insurance.
Oh my
Your
God.
warranty.
And
It's about your warranty.
The bills.
your social security number came up, and I be like, "No, bitch, I ain't even got
It's
a car."
it's giving the warranty.
It's giving.
It's always
There's
the
not
warranty.
a person. It's
Well, see,
something else.
those are low frequency things.
Yeah.
There we go.
You know?
Those
Yes,
are the
low
frequencies I be
frequencies.
trying to ignore.
Avoid, ignore, block.